This is the network. Welcome to the network. My name is Michael Prejean. The network is my attempt at creating a modern podcast version of the Negro Motorist Green Book. I mess that up every time I read it. But listen, every episode is designed to help the physical, mental, spiritual, and financial health of Black people living in and traveling through America. I tell you all the time I like to put my family on, so I got my family here today. My godson, my nephew is here today. Cameron Prejean of Precision by Prejean. Nephew, how you doing today, man?
I'm really good, and I'm excited to do this. Thank you for having me on.
Man, I'm glad that you are here. I'm reading through your questionnaire, and the first thing that's going through my mind is like, who is this kid? Who is this? Who is this young man that I've watched grow up? So, quick story. Summer 97. Well, you were born right before summer 97, in May. So I spent that summer in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm waiting on you to be born, right? You wouldn't show up on time, so we're waiting on you to be born. My Uncle Harold had shown up, to drive me and his son, rest in peace, Junior, back to Columbus. So we're waiting, man. We're waiting. You don't want to show up. As soon as we get in the car, leave Baton Rouge and start heading to Columbus, Ohio, here comes Cam. Here comes Cam, man. So I missed your birth. I was disappointed about that. Spent my summer in Columbus, Ohio. Didn't get a chance to see you until I came back. So but watching you grow up, man, you're an outstanding young man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very proud to say I'm your uncle. Now I get the chance to introduce you to a bigger audience, so they can meet the young man that I'm so proud of. So Cam, let's dive in, man.
Let's do it.
Tell us who you are, man. Give us a little bit about Cameron Prejean.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start in college. Went to the University of Houston on a track scholarship, which was a shock for me because I didn't do track at all. So just got lucky my senior year, got a scholarship. And then UH, I graduated with a bachelor's in health promotions. I actually was the last class to even have health promotions. Now they changed it, but with a minor in marketing. So yeah, I graduated within my 4 years, and then of course I ran into the whole, man, what now?
Adulting.
Oh yeah,
I have to be an adult.
Yeah. So ran into the
Yeah.
the situation. What am I about to do now? So I ended up working at Enterprise Rent-A-Car in their management trainee program. And there I would say really helped prepare me. So before then, of course, I was jumping around in these little marketing jobs here, all these stuff. Now I ended up being in a Sam's Club, I remember. I'm in a Sam's Club, they got me in a suit, and I'm trying to sell some neck massages to people. So I'm in there having to try to pitch people. And man, I remember I had a little kid walked up to me. He just looked at me and said, "Hey, are you the police?" And it just caught me off guard, but that's this little side story. But yeah, so ended up finally just finding my way to Enterprise. And while there, I would say is where I kind of grew that passion for cleaning vehicles and more, because it's, for one, was very therapeutic. And I really enjoy when you bring around that vehicle to a customer and they're appreciative for how clean you actually got it for them. So that little part stuck with me.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about your business.
Okay.
But I want to back up a little bit. So growing up, you played baseball, right? One of the best young baseball prospects that around. Then when you got to ninth grade, and you played all the little sports, right? Football, basketball. I remember your dad telling me that you were one of the slowest kids on the track team, right? So you played receiver in football, but you were like a possession receiver. You definitely weren't stretching the field, right? According to your dad. So how did you end up in track and field? Because you ran collegiately at U of H, and I want to ask a couple of questions about that. But how did you actually end up there? I know I have a version of the story, but I don't know if my version of the story is accurate. So
it's a little bit of like a combo story. So For one, the basketball coach at the time, my senior year, he kicked all of the seniors out of the program, out of the basketball. So we had to go somewhere. And then it
Uh-huh.
just so
Uh-huh.
happened that a girl I was dating at the time was also running track. And she was actually pretty good on the track, you know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Yeah.
go out there, spend more time with her, and I'm getting kicked out of here anyway, so I need somewhere to go. So that's how I ended up out on the track.
All right. So you end up in track. They stick you in long jump.
Well, actually, so
You go
before
out.
that, we were trying to figure out what event I was gonna do. So they had me try to throw
Okay.
discus. They had me try to high jump. And then I ended up in long jump.
Okay. So you long jump. You go to your first meet. Did you have any practice?
Nah. So I probably went
No
one. So
practice.
yeah, I didn't. I did not go to practice.
Okay. So no practice. What happens at the meet?
I ended up winning that one. I either won or I got second place. But it basically shocked
Okay.
everybody, and I guess I jumped something decent, which it was like a 21 or something like that, 21.5 or something like that. But at that time, people were like, "Oh man, woo, woo." So I was like, "All right, whatever." I'll see y'all next week for the next trade meet because I'm not going to practice.
Okay. So now was that the meet where you where college coaches took notice of you the first time?
No, so it wasn't that one. It was I don't even remember where we were. Um, so it was multiple. So it was two meets that really set me apart. It was one,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it
Mm-hmm.
was at Lancaster up in Dallas. So one there, and I ended up jumping like 23.6 in long jump. And then a few weeks later, I ended up running a 10.9 in the 100. So combining those two really caught a lot of coaches' eye because they're like, "Oh man, this kid is." I was raw, I didn't know what I was doing. So it was
Yeah.
really those two meets.
Okay. Eventually you meet Carl
hmm
Lewis,
Who
correct?
I had to Google.
What
I
what
didn't know who that was.
okay. So you nephew. Don't this gonna be out there now. It's gonna be out
It's
there,
true.
but don't tell anybody else. So one of the questions I had on here, because I wanted to know, man, what was it like, you know, um, to train under Carl Lewis and Leroy
hmm
Burrell. But another one of the questions I had was, had you ever watched any old film of Carl Lewis, but you didn't know who
Nah,
he
I had no
was.
idea.
Okay, so all-time great track and field Olympian. You don't know who he is. What's that interaction like?
Wow. So on my visit, my grandpa actually came with me. So it was cool to see how excited he was. So how excited he was and how excited my mom was, I knew that this guy had to be somebody important, you know.
Yeah.
But it was I really I don't know how to put it. It's an experience.
Okay. 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 We may come back and touch on that a little bit later. All right. So you're in the management trainee program at
hmm
Enterprise. And then you said that is where you kind of got your spark
hmm
for your business, right? So you said one. Did you? I don't know if you use the word. I'm not gonna say you use the word Zen, but basically, cleaning cars is
Yeah, it was therapeutic for
very
me. Hmm
relaxing, therapeutic. It's therapeutic for you. So man, so talk about that a little bit and how that turned into Precision by Prejean.
Yeah. So while doing it, so I used to get in trouble for taking too long on the vehicles, but I feel like a little OCD kicks in for me, and I need certain things to be because I'm thinking like, man, if I want to drive something, I'm not about to just leave this looking like this, or I'm actually caring about how
Mm-hmm.
the vehicle looked. But it wouldn't. So I didn't think about right there starting the job or starting the Precision by Prejean. After Enterprise, I moved into a sales role for a new IT startup selling AI, so artificial intelligence. And in there's a lot of sales training. And I'm talking about just tons of sales trainings. So I used to spend my time going over these sales trainings and end up reading, if you have a service, and for this service, you for one care about it, and you sell this many packages or sell this many more like that. So really getting like that sales background into it, where then I was like, if I was to actually start detailing people's cars, I charge this and that. I actually enjoy it. I did my research after that, seeing the potential in it, and decided to jump off the cliff with it.
Okay. What? So I want you to plug your business here,
Hmm.
man. I want you to. Here's your free advertising spot right here, man. I want you to go ahead and plug Precision by Prejean, and then I want to ask you a question after that.
Yeah, so Precision by Prejean, we're a fully mobile detailing company, where we treat your vehicle like it's our own. So I like to say that I show love and I give love on all the vehicles. Not only that, like I really need to start recording, but if I can get just the facial expressions and the words that the customers actually tell me after they see their vehicle, I feel like that is really just the explain all and the tell all of what the company actually, the values that we show, and just actually who we are. Seeing that these people are more in love with their vehicle than before, or hearing stories about, the dude's mother drove it, his older brother drove it, now it's his, and it's just never been clean, right? And then once you finally clean it, just how appreciative, they actually are. So we're just bringing that vehicle back into the vehicle that you loved when you first got it. That's the goal right there.
Okay, okay. Now I'm biased. I want everybody to know I'm biased, but we booked you,
Hmm.
you know, and I remember, just talking to you about a possible date, and then we set the date, and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna have my steamer in by then," and I was like, "Man, my nephew is really,
Oh
excited,
yeah,
about this
I'm like
business.
a
He
nerd
was
in it.
excited about getting his steamer." So yeah, so um, listen, of course I'm biased, but I also have firsthand knowledge. Book your vehicle with Precision by Prejean. I'm gonna
Please.
tell you, you will not be disappointed. So, in looking at your survey,
Mhm.
nephew, man, I learned something new. Looking at your questionnaire, you are a licensed insurance
Oh
agent.
yeah, I am.
I had no idea. I had no idea. Okay, man, little side hustle pro right there. Got a
Yep.
little bit of everything. Okay, okay. Um, so you've done a little bit of everything. Got the degree. Um, ran track. You were one of the best basketball players that I've seen.
Thank you.
I think I'm a little hard to
Mhm.
impress, when it comes to, but you could definitely hoop, man. So we're talking about a man of many talents, a man of many talents. So where's home for you? Right? I know you're in H
Mhm.
Town, but where is home? Do you consider Houston home? Because I know you
Yeah,
we're not from here.
man, it's really like a hard one. So anytime like we're talking about hometown, having to tell somebody where I'm from, I always say the Spring Conroe area because that's where I went to school at. That's where my family is and all that. But if I'm thinking like seriously about home, where do I feel like at home? I'm thinking Louisiana. Because when you're out there, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a different feeling. It feels like you're supposed to be there. So that's what I consider home.
Would you ever consider moving back there to live?
I would not. Now, I see myself doing business ventures and trying to get some land out there, and having a place to go to over the summertime. But as far as moving back, man, it is just financially, no.
Yeah, Louisiana has to. The potential is
Yeah,
there.
it
There's
is.
no place like home. There's no place like home. But I promise you, man, I often look back, you know, and I wonder how people are making a living,
Hmm.
back home. Like, man, because you're gonna get less house, but you're gonna pay a lot more
Yeah.
money. You got your state income tax. salary for something here won't match. So a couple of episodes back with my first supervisor, she was laughing at me, because my first job here in Texas, I was like, listen, I'm not working for anything less than $20,000.
Yeah.
you know, and she laughed at me, but compared to what I was making with my degree in Louisiana, I was like, nah, man, yeah, that was a come
Right.
up for me, So, all right, Cam, man, what is your why? What are you
Hmm.
passionate about? So, you've kind of told us, all the different little things that you've done so far. So, what is the one thing you're gonna take, man, and you can stick a pin in it, and it's like, no matter what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it.
Hmm.
This is what I'm passionate about.
I would say that is my family, especially the ones who came before me. I feel like I'm in a good age where I'm able to actually speak with my grandparents and hear some of their stories and share some of their experiences. Whereas, like, man, I would be selfish if I didn't try to live out everything that they wanted to do and then some. So it's really my family. Just trying to make everything easier and better for myself and them. So that's my why right there.
Okay. I want to read something, and I want to ask you
Mhm.
something. You said, I stand for being true to self and
Mhm.
others. In today's society, it is so easy to get lost on your path with social media, TV, and so many other influences. If one thing the pandemic brought to light, you see so many people realize they were either unhappy or battling something. Being true to yourself is the first way to deal with it. So I want to ask you, during the pandemic, which we're still
Yeah.
in, by the way, we're just dealing with it a little different now. Um, did you find that you were battling something?
I think I was more lost in, for one, what actually made me happy and who I am, not versus who somebody else thinks I am. So something interesting is out of this book, and in it, it's a saying, and it goes like, I might mess it up, but it's like, I am who you think I am, and that's how most people tend to live their lives. So he was saying that we have three
Mm-hmm.
selves. We have the self that we are whenever we're with our family. We have the self that we are whenever we're out amongst work in our work environment, and then we have our self that we are whenever we're alone. And just three selves that you have, if you can just find that one perfect you, where you don't have to have these different alternate people, that's where you tend to actually find who you are and what actually makes you happy. So reading that, I was just really trying to dive deeper into me versus everything outer.
I read a quote one day, um, and the quote was something to the effect of, "You can either be great or you can be happy, but not both."
Mm,
And at the time I read that, at the point that I was in my life, I was like, dang, that's real. Well, I guess I'm not going to be happy because I want to be great.
right.
So it, man, tell me what you think, about that quote. Does that miss the mark? Or, here's a better
Mm,
question. Why do some people believe that it's either or? Why do we believe that those two cannot
yeah.
coexist?
I think it's more of a balance. Um, because whenever you're chasing something that you really want to pursue, you're you're gonna have to avoid or pay less attention to something else, no matter what that else is. And most of the times, it's very easy for us to stop paying attention to ourselves, so our health, our well-being, our physical well-being, and mental well-being. So I think that's the aspect of it all. Versus, you can be making all this money and doing all this, but you're sacrificing maybe your sleep, and that is going to cause more things to kind of trickle down into your health also. So, but I believe it. I think so. I think it's very hard to actually
Yeah.
have a balance of everything.
Yeah. It is. It is. So you hear, I hear people younger than me, talking about adulting. The new term is
Yeah.
adulting, and adulting sucks. But what it is it's really about finding that balance. Um, and then I'm gonna go back to, because you talked about the three selves. I really believe this is 43-year-old me, right? I really believe that we spend so much time not being true to ourselves.
Hmm.
That's how we end up being off balance. Because it's like, I gotta chase the
Yeah.
money, right? I gotta grind. I gotta hustle. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And instead of listening to that small voice inside that's like, hey, this is really what you're meant to do. Right. So I went to college, got a degree in psychology.
Hmm.
I want to shout out to my dad's sister, Aunt Shirley, right now. She told me over 20, almost 30 years ago, right? 25 years ago, she says, that's a terminal degree. If you don't plan on getting your PhD, don't get that degree, right? Knowing how much I love sports, I'm like, man, I'm going to get a PhD, right? I'm going to go work on the East Coast, blah, blah. I had my whole life planned
Yeah.
out. Knowing good and well, all I ever wanted to be was a coach. But I thought in my finite mind, in my little pea brain, I thought that being a coach was beneath me.
Right.
I thought, I was like, man, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I have a degree of intelligence, I can do more than just be a coach, not realizing that um, being a coach is what I was meant to be.
Right.
I mean, I know that now, and grandfather told me one day, I always thought you were gonna be a coach. And I was like, you should have just told
Right.
me, son, you this is your destiny. Go and coach. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to
Yeah.
do. Go do it.
But shoot,
Right.
him doing that could have
Um,
strayed you a little away from it. Because, we tend to stray away from other people, what they say they think we should do. It's like, I'm going to not do
that's
that.
true. That's true as well. That's true as well. So, man, we definitely have to be true to
Hmm.
self, and we have to be able to find that balance. We have to be able to find that balance and be okay. Man, live your life and be okay with the life that you
Oh,
have. You're 24 and you've already lived 3
yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about that.
So that's something I joke with my girlfriend Tori about a lot. I feel like even though I know I'm young, I'm young in whatever people will say, but I feel like I have lived 3 lives already. Like I have experienced some of everything already versus so it's a reason why I don't really like I'll go out and do all that stuff, but I feel like I've just experienced everything there is to it. And just certain
Hmm.
situations in
Hmm.
life I have experienced, so I kind of know what the outcome of doing that will be. I'm good on it, you know. But man, I just feel like I've been here before, 3 times before.
Yeah, man. I mean, you maybe
Yeah,
so. Maybe so. You do kind of have that old
I
soul,
do.
man. Um, All right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let me pause right here. Hey, listen, if you're listening to the audio podcast or if you're watching us on YouTube, I just need you to know how much I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Give us 5 stars. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, tell a friend, subscribe to the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. All right, Cam. Man, let's keep moving on. This is good. This is good stuff so far. Um, what keeps you up at night?
Oh man, I feel like man, nighttime is when my mind gets to racing. So many ideas pop into my head. Um, Mainly for the business. So I'm always trying to look at ways that I can better my skills, and make it easier for like the customer to business relationships, so making it easy for them to find me. So I'm always trying to see what it is I can do But between that, I watch a whole bunch of informational podcasts, documentaries. A lot of times I'll get caught up in a book that I have, or I'm on the web surfing for a new book. So man, it's really just trying to learn. I feel like, especially out to my friends, we always have this conversation. That man, I feel like I've learned more now after college than I have just being in school.
Yeah. No, man, no doubt, no doubt. You said this in the questionnaire. It's the knowledge I'm chasing,
Not the
not the
money.
money.
Hmm.
That's good. That's good. I definitely, we definitely got to stick a pin in that. Chase the knowledge, not the
Yeah.
money. The King Solomon of biblical lore was considered to be the wisest man on earth and the richest man, according to biblical lore. So that's good. Chase the knowledge, don't chase the money. All right, Cam, this segment, all right, we're going to talk about some recommendeds. So we're going to talk about recommended
Hmm.
books. What are you reading? Recommended music. What are you listening to? And then recommended podcast. You got a really, really good list of things right here. So let's talk about books first. Recommended books. What are you recommending to our listeners?
So the first one I would recommend would have to be "Think Like a Monk" by Jay Shetty. Actually, I got I'm over here by my books. So if you think like a monk by Jay Shetty, um, this is one of the first ones that really got me into whenever I was doing my search into mindfulness and meditation. And man, it's a really good one. It breaks it down for you, and it's more of just being a sit down and one time read. It's more of
Mm-hmm.
like a I don't want to use the word devotional, but it's more of a daily practice reading. And it seems like every time you pick
Okay.
it up a different day, it just so happens to be that question that you're pondering in your head. That's been my experience reading it. But man, it's a really
Okay.
good one. It has breathing exercises, which is one of the most important things that we tend to just overlook. But it's with us from when we're born until we pass. So it's just that right there. There's meditation work exercises in it. But that's a really good one. So that'd be my first one that I would say.
Okay. Okay. What else you got?
Then we have the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. So I have the mini little 1 hour read book. Um, but shoot, some of our favorite people, whoever it is out there, have read this book, and that's what
Yeah.
really caught me. And I hear
Yeah.
multiple people who are in successful positions always mention, yeah, I read the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. And once I hear multiple people say it, I'm like, all right, let me see what's in this book that
Yeah.
changed their
Yeah.
mindset. So that's a good one right there, man. And then shoot,
Okay.
for my third one, it would be The Richest Man in Babylon. I love that one because of the fact that it's been around since whatever AB or AC. It's um as far as mindset changing, as far as especially when it comes to our financials, I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
perfect one right there. The Richest Man in Babylon.
Man, this is a good list. Listen, I have to make a book budget. So this wall behind me, at some point, either this wall behind me or this wall in front of me is going to be a bookshelf, the entire wall.
Hmm.
So I want to get a custom bookshelf made. Um, and then I want to be able to, so I'm putting it in the atmosphere, right? I'm speaking those things that are not as though they are. I'm gonna be able to take at least a year off. I'm gonna take a year sabbatical to just read,
Yeah.
But man, this is a good list. My list is so long since I've started doing this podcast. This is maybe episode 25 or 26.
Uh-huh.
And there are some repeat books. There are some that kind of come up over and over again. Medical Apartheid, um, The New Jim Crow. It's a couple of
Hmm.
other that have come up. But man, this is good, Cam. This is good. I'm adding. I got to add all three of
Hey,
these. I
most
think I've
definitely.
read. I think I've read the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success.
Mm.
Um, I think I have that one on the shelf, but I definitely all three of these. These are gonna be must reads for me. So I got to put these in my queue, in my holding pattern.
And shoot,
All right.
anytime you post the books or the recommended reads on your page, I always screenshot them and add them to my little connection. I have a long list of books that I still need to get to. So thank you for dropping those
Okay.
books.
Yeah. Oh man, listen. Thank the previous guests who are awesome. So, all right, recommended music.
Yeah,
What are you listening to right now?
man. Right now, I am in my huge. I'm a Jay-Z fan right now. I know that's my dad's favorite artist, and I never understood why he would say that's his favorite artist. But man, if you go back and you listen to the Blueprint, Kingdom Come, just if you go back and listen, I wake up motivated to go get money. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Just make me want to go grind. So I'm heavy on Jay Z right now. I listen to a lot of reggaeton, Afro beats. I'm really diverse with it, but I like those just because it's upbeat. It makes you feel good. It make you want to get to moving around.
Yeah,
But shoot,
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of that right now.
When I was in college at Southern, there was a Caribbean club, but it was ducked off over. I happened to be with one of my frat brothers from LSU.
Mhm.
Was with one of the bros from LSU, and we just kind of hanging out. And he was like, "Man, we're gonna go to this little Caribbean spot, whatever." Man, when I tell you, it was like the best kept secret
Yeah.
in the city. I mean, man, the music was, man, it was alive.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can go and hip hop is hip hop, right? I mean, in love with it is my favorite genre. It will always be my favorite genre. But it's something about that reggaeton, that Afro beat, those Caribbean rhythms.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And watching how they're like one with their
yeah.
music. You know what I'm saying? There's no separation between the people in their music. Man, I love that. Love that. Love that. All right. I see you got some Buju.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Buju,
Yeah,
Benny.
you like an old head.
I feel like you got to go back to the source to understand where it's at now. So yeah, I like to
You
dive
do.
deep.
You do. You do. You do. Man, and you can never go wrong with Jay-Z.
You can't.
You can never go wrong with Jay-Z. All right. Podcast. What podcast are you recommending? What are you listening to?
Yeah. So first one has to be Earn Your Leisure. Man, they drop too much for whatever it is you want to do. They have an episode out there for it. Especially if you're trying to get into trading and stocks and like that. They're Market Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, today, even though it's gonna be out later, they're dropping the one with Shaq. So that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna tune into that one. But so yeah, Earn Your Leisure. So I'm into investing in the penny stock market. So there's a podcast out there called "It's Just Pennies" by the Stock Whisperer, and man, that dude does a great job. He does a great job of just teaching you about doing your due diligence, about what moves, the catalyst that will cause a stock to move. But yeah, he just does a great job. So that's another one I'm in. And then I feel like
Okay.
laughter is good for your soul. So I love watching the 85 South Show, which is also it's on all the podcasts. But man, them dudes crazy. So I feel like you just gotta laugh. So that's how I get my laughter out.
Man, laughter is the best medicine. And those dudes, the so is it DC Young Fly?
Carlos Miller and
Did I
Chico.
did I say it right?
Yeah,
Um, I remember seeing, when my boys were younger, I remember seeing them, laughing at DC Young Fly. Cause didn't he start on like social media or
yeah. He
something?
started on like Vine, and then
On like
yeah,
yeah. And I used to be like, I was like, man, I don't know who this young dude is, but man, he kind of ignorant, but he
yeah,
funny.
that dude
you know.
funny.
So yeah, okay. So listen, here's what I want you to do right now, Cam. So of course we already plugged the
Mhm.
business. You gave your recommended music, books, podcasts. If people need to find you, right? They want to book you. They want to book you with the business. They want to follow you on social media, whatever. where can they find you?
Yeah. So we are on Instagram and Facebook. It'll be the same at it'll be precision.htx. And you could just keep up with us on all our postings. And then we're also on Twitter at precision_HTX. So we can be found there. And then of course you can Google us. Precision by Prejean will pop up. We're also on Yelp.
Okay, okay. So you can find him Precision by Prejean. So precision.htx on Facebook and Instagram,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And then go ahead and give this young man a follow on Twitter as well, precision_HTX. Google him, and you can also find him on Yelp. Get your car clean, man, because all this rain we've been getting, especially
Seriously.
if you're in Houston, it's rained like 10 days straight. So I know your car is filthy. Let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, man, this car is pretty clean. I appreciate the business, but I don't know why I'm really here. 10 being, this is a catastrophe. This car hadn't been cleaned in I don't know how long. What's the dirtiest car on a scale of 1 to 10 that you've had so far?
Oh, I would say I would give it a 8. I'd probably give it an 8. Ooh, or a 9. But it was so the guy had left a protein shake on his dashboard, and we in Houston. It's gonna be hot. So he had left it on his dashboard and it exploded.
Wow.
And man, it was all over the windows. It hit way to the back window, all on the seats, on the roof. So that one took me a good little while.
That's terrible. That's terrible. What would, so if somebody books you and you roll up, is there anything that would make you be like, man, let me go ahead and give you your money back because I'm not doing this?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Maybe if it's just completely covered in pet hair. I can do everything else, but man, pet hair just is very extraneous. It's gonna take a long time to get pet
Yeah,
hair
it
out.
does. That's why my dog, I don't like to, they'd be like, don't put him in the back. I'll be like, I don't want him in here because I'm surprised he's not bald. All the hair that's falling off him every day. All right, nephew. This brings us to the lightning round. It used to be called rapid fire. What I have here, I got about 10 random questions. All right. That I'm going to ask them. First thing that comes to mind, that's what I want you to give us. All right. Let's have a little fun with this. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. This question I ask just about every guest. If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Super speed, because I'd be able to go anywhere. Fast at that.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't got to drive no more.
I thought you were going to say, because then I could wash even more cars during the day. That's what I thought you were
That's
going
a
to
good one too, though.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. What's your favorite day of the week and why?
Wednesdays, because that's usually when we eat pizza over here. We some pizza eaters. I love me some pizza.
Pizza day. All right, the house is on fire. Only 2 things that you can grab out of the house. What 2 things are you running back in to get?
I'm gonna have to say Simba, my dog, just because that's like my best friend. And then after that, I'm probably gonna take that saxophone. I don't know how to play it, but I plan on it, so I can't have it waste. So the saxophone.
Where'd you get a saxophone?
Tori bought that for me for my birthday.
Okay. Even though you can't play
Not
it.
yet, but you give me some years, you're gonna be hearing something. I'm walking around in shades and all of that. I gotta look the part.
Is it new or pre-owned?
It's new.
Okay.
I got the Yamaha mouthpiece with it too. I wish I could turn it so you could see this little design on all the stuff, but yeah, it's real nice. Pearl handles.
Okay. So listen, the episode that's supposed to come out today, one of the things she talked about, I don't know if it's gonna come out today. My fault,
Hmm.
but we'll talk about that later. Um, I didn't get the video to my producer in time. Um, but 90 days, change your life in 90 days. So I'm gonna charge you with one of the things that she talked about. 90 days, man.
All right.
90 days. All right. So we're gonna come back in what's that, October?
Yeah.
In October, 90 days. All right.
Hey, I
All
got
right,
you.
here we go. Talking or texting?
Talking.
Favorite food is?
Pizza.
What's your dream car?
A Range Rover.
What color?
All black with cream seats.
Leather. Okay, I was about to ask about the interior. Okay. Favorite TV channel?
I really don't watch TV. I guess ESPN.
Okay. What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
Oh man, I'd probably give a oh I'd probably give a speech calling out just all the racism and just everything going on around the world and calling out for what it really is instead of sugarcoating it.
Okay. Okay. Who plays you in a movie about your life?
Will Smith.
Okay. If you could contract Precision by Prejean with any celebrity, who would it be?
Mm. Shoot, I'm probably gonna go with Shaq. I know I'm gonna be
Yeah,
around.
you that's right. That's right. You know he got a bunch of vehicles
Hmm.
anyway. All right. If you could talk to Joe Biden, the president, what would you talk to him about?
Ooh, we need a anti black hate bill along with free healthcare and getting rid of these student loans.
Okay. Okay. All right. Listen, today is Tuesday, July 6th. Tonight is game one of the NBA Finals.
Hmm.
Who you got?
Ooh, I'm going with the Suns just because I don't want
Okay.
Antetokounmpo to win.
Oh,
That's the only
man.
reason.
For some reason, man, I'm a Giannis fan. Listen, he's not the most skilled player.
Nah,
But in basketball, if you have size, you don't always have to be the most skilled player. And people hate on him because of that. Now he an airball shooting dude now. Now this
and
dude shoot
we'll
more
shoot him.
airballs. You know what I'm saying? But don't care. Don't even care. So
Nah,
that's what I like about it. So if he's healthy, if he is healthy, I'm gonna tell you the Bucks have the best roster.
they do.
Now, the Bucks are they don't do anything flashy.
Nah, they play by the
They don't do
rules.
anything
Yeah.
flashy. You know what I'm saying? But the Bucks have a very, very solid roster, man. So I don't know what's gonna happen if Giannis isn't healthy. I don't think the Suns run away with it. But I'm gonna just go ahead and go on record. I'm going on record right now. I got the Bucks in 6.
Okay, I would say Suns in 6.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, nephew. Good. That was good. All right, we're down to the last segment. All right. Actually, this segment really started with some words I got from your dad. You know, he
Mm,
would tell me that, man, you can't give people advice they didn't ask for. Hence, this segment you didn't ask.
yeah.
Nobody asked for this advice, but we're gonna give it to them anyway. What do you have for you didn't ask?
So my you didn't ask would be meditate for 10 minutes a day. So set apart whether it's early in the morning, whether it's before you go to bed, just you can find 10 minutes. And I would say meditate or pray for those 10 minutes. You know, the average person, especially in America, cannot sit to themselves for 10 minutes because we're just constantly moving. So I would say meditate for 10 minutes and just watch how it changes the way you feel, how you think about going into your day, and just your emotions and everything. That'd be mine. You didn't ask. Meditate.
I know of a better way.
Meditate.
Meditate. That's good. Nephew, man, thank you.
Hey, thank
This
you.
has been great. This has been great. So everybody who's listening, go right now. Precision by Prejean. Book your appointment.
Book me. Fill my calendars up.
Go ahead. Yeah, fill his calendar up. All right, get this young man your business. Hey, this is the network. Again, this is my attempt at creating a modern podcast version of the Negro Motorist Green Book. With each interview, we are building a network of talented professionals that you can reach out and touch. Every single episode is designed to help the physical, mental, spiritual, and financial health of Black people living in and traveling through America. My name is Michael Prejean. Our guest today is my nephew, Cameron Prejean of Precision by Prejean. Thank you so much for being with us today. Until next time, peace. Cam, thank you, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.